to the first part of the Let's Wander Roadshow. Today, me and Lila and Buddy, who are just down out of the shop here, we are in the New Forest. We intended to come here and do some wild camping, but turns out you're not allowed to wild camp in the New Forest. And all the campsites are now shut until next year. So we're going to have to press on and find somewhere where we can just pull up for the night and keep over before moving on to the next stop. So I'm thinking maybe the next stop, we'll get back in the van in a minute and we're going to head down to Lyme Regis. So we've just pulled over on the A37, I believe we're on. We're on the A35, we come off of it, and we can now see the sea. It's incredible. It's literally like a patchwork quilt of green, and it's proper British countryside. It's so incredible, I'm actually getting a little bit emotional. Let's check it out. Oh, there, I'm actually welling up, it's that pretty. So, yeah, I'll flip the camera around. And you can have a look. Can't believe we've finally done it. Finally here. Okay, so we've just arrived in Lyme Regis and we found somewhere to park for the evening. £2 actually. It would have been more, but since we're staying here for 5 hours we get a discounted rate. There's lots of other camper vanners around us. You know, they're all sort of lined up in their little groups. I imagine they're all travelling together. So, let's go and have a wander around Lyme Regis. Let's wander roadshow. It was a beautiful morning. We awoke with the sunrise and we went straight out and went to explore Lyme Regis. This rather unusual statue made me laugh. Well, let's face it, if anyone ever had the stick up their butt, it was this guy. The town of Lyme Regis is in West Dorset in England. It's also known as the Pearl of Dorset, and it lies at Lyme Bay on the English Channel coast at Dorset-Devon's border. And it's part of the Jurassic Coast, which is a World Heritage Site. Lyme Regis has all of the sort of shops that you need when you go to the seaside. There are cafes, pizza places, and lots of other fast food places where you can pick up something good to eat. There's also the old-fashioned pubs, as well as shops that sell the sort of stuff that you might want to have when you're down by the beach. Particularly if you're a young child, like a rubber ring, or a blow-up unicorn, maybe some fishing tackle, or a crab net. Or maybe even you might fancy getting a net and going trawling for some prawns along the harbour wall. It's all available at the local shops. In Saxon times, the abbots of Sherborne Abbey used to boil the salt water down to make salt just opposite from the River Lynn. And Lyme's mentioned in the Domesday Book of 1086. And there are a lot of nice old buildings around the town to go and have a look at if you're into the old-fashioned architectures. Lyme Regis is probably best known for its main feature, the harbour, otherwise known as the Coll, and it's a protective harbour wall that was built during the early years of the port, and it provided an artificial harbour and a protective breakwater to shelter the town from storms. As everything was clear that morning, we took a nice little stroll along the top of the Cobb, which is actually one of the things that most people do when they do go to Lyme Regis, and I thoroughly recommend that you do. It was an incredibly still morning and paddleboarding seemed to be the order of the day. Everyone seems to be at it nowadays. The West Beach at Lyme Regis is okay for you to take your dog on. Between the months of May and September, you may notice that a lot of the beaches in the UK become very hazardous to dogs, so they put up signs that tell you not to take your dog on that area between May and September. So I could have taken you off towards the east direction, and you would have taken us to, there's a museum and there's a theatre, there's a lot of shops and pubs and restaurants. It's a very nice little walk, especially if you're if you're looking to spend the day out with the family. I thought, since I'm kind of on my own little hollabobs here, that we would come down to this side of the beach, the west side of the beach, where it is really peaceful and quiet, very, very tranquil. And I'm thinking I might just let Lila and Buddy off for a little dip in the sea. Walking towards the shops inland, away from the Cobb, you will find the Jane Austen Gardens. And Jane Austen stayed here in 1804, and several scenes from both Persuasion and Northanger Abbey are set in the area. The Cobb also features in John Fowle's novel The French Lieutenant's Woman, which was made into a very successful film. Anyway, that's enough of my waffle. Why don't you just take in some of these amazing views? On the way back to the car park and the day tripper, we found this amazing little woodland walk which took us up and gave us an amazing view from the trees. There's little bird feeders and bird boxes in the trees. Chart, so you can spot the birds that are in here. And here's something that sounds like a wren. I don't know if you can hear that too, with the sound of what sounds like a vespa dying. Okay, so that takes us to the end of our trip around Lyme Regis. Hope you'll like, share, leave a comment, and join us for episode 2 of the Let's Wander Roadshow, where we'll be visiting Truro. So, from me, and Lila and Buddy, who are just over the back there, snuggled up, this was the Let's Wander Roadshow, and we'll see you again soon. Bye 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 bye.